St. Ruby is a medium-sized town in Utah with 25,000 people. And outside of St. Ruby, there is several old mines. One of them is an old silver mine known as Jackson Mine. Like many of the old mines, they were off limits to general public since they were unsafe to the cave-in risk and the gases like carbon dioxide in there. But many had been wandered into those mines for exploration. Jackson Mine is a spot that has more attention since it has claimed to be haunted by miners who died in it. The Jackson Mine was in operation between 1880 to 1910 and it was owned by a man by the name Jacob Jackson, who came to Utah to find fortune like many others did. But after silver was depleted from the mine, it was abandoned and closed off. But people have been exploring the Jackson mine since the 1980s to find proof that the mine is actually haunted by some of the people who went there never been seen again. Not even their equipment. It's like they've vanished into thin air. Since the last disappearance in the Jackson mine in the year 1998, the police decided to seal the mine entrance so that no one wouldn't get in there like that on the other miners' mines in the area. Over the next 24 years, the cave hasn't been visited by anyone, but there are still people in St. Ruby that believe that the old mine is very haunted. But there are of course some residents who don't believe in the story. One resident by the name Robin has been told about the stories and he believes in them, even that he has been exploring the area of the mines but never went in since they weren't safe. But his best friend Oliver don't believe that the Jackson mine is haunted. Autumn has arrived to St. Ruby and Halloween was only 4 days away. The whole town was being decorating for the Halloween holiday. All the kids in town were so excited about going to trick or treating, though Robin and Oliver were too old since they were both 24 years old and had just finished college. One day were Oliver over at Robin's place watching TV. This is a good show. It's a good show, even if I've seen it before, said Robin. So, Robin, do you have any plans for Halloween this year? Not really. Maybe me and Sandra will watch some movies together here. Sandra is Robin's girlfriend since high school. Okay, but how about we do something else for Halloween? Said Oliver. I'm open for any ideas. What did you have in mind? Oliver looked at Robin for a few seconds before replying to his question. How about we go explore the old Jackson mine outside town? Are you sure that's a good idea? Knowing the danger there? Come on, Robin, I would like to explore old places. Yes, I do, but as long as it doesn't hurt me or others. But we can bring us some gas detectors in case we could do some sessions to find proof if the mine is actually haunted. Well, who else did you have in mind to bring along? I'm sure that Nikki, Kyle, Sandra will join us to do it. I don't know, but I can ask Sandra about it, said Robin. That's good. I will ask Nikki and Kyle later. Both agreed to do it and went back to watching TV together. Later that evening, Robin remembered his promise to Oliver and he called up Sandra. Hey Sandra, how are you tonight? Hey Robin, I'm doing well. Just watched some TV. Did you want something? Well, I want to call and ask if you have time off for work on Halloween. Yes, I do have a day off. I was wondering if you wanted to do something on Halloween. Yes, I would like to, but did you have something in mind? It was silent for a few seconds as Robin was trying to figure out what to say to Sandra. Well, Oliver suggested that we go to the old Jackson mine to explore it to prove it is not haunted. Did you tell him that it's dangerous? Yes, I did, but he wasn't backing out and he wanted me to ask you if you want to go with us. Sandra was silent for a moment after what Robin had asked her about it. I don't know if it's a good idea. I agree with you, sweetie, but it is Oliver. When he has his mind set something, he usually don't change his mind so easily, as you know. Yes, that's right, but I will let you know tomorrow if I want to go with you. Okay? But I should mention he's going to ask Nikki and Kyle if they want to go with us. Thanks, let me know, and but I will tell you tomorrow. Okay? Sleep well, and good night, Sandra. Good night, Robin. Robin hung up the phone and called and sat on his bed and thought about he just had asked his girlfriend. Knowing the danger of going to an abandoned mine, especially when the mine has been 142 years old. But the next day, when Robbie was at his job, he was working at the local grocery store. While he's on his break, he got a call from Sandra. Hey Sandra, hey Robin, I want to call you, tell you I will come with you and to the all of you to the mine. Are you sure about it? Yeah, I'm sure. I will bring my friend Lily. She's welcome to and thanks. I'll let Oliver know about it. They hang up and Robin went back to his job after the shift. He called Oliver to inform him that, and he was excited too. Oliver informed Robin that he must get at least gas detectors to them and flashlights too. They said to each other that they will see each other near the mine around 9:30 p.m. Robin agreed on it. Later that day, Robin was wondering if they will do anything else if they find anything in the mine to prove it's haunted. He has heard rumors that even the owner, Jacob Jackson's ghosts are still in the mine looking for the last silver ore. He died in the mine in a cave in 1909, just a year before the mine was closed. He heard people have been near the mine heard a voice into saying, "Stay away from my mind." And even Robin is a strong believer in the supernatural. But he has hard to believe about the haunted mine. Even Oliver had told him that he doesn't believe in any of that. Rest of the day, Robin relaxed in his apartment while watching some TV, thinking about exploring the old mine. He later got a text message from Oliver to inform him that Nikki and Kyle will be there. Robin texted him to back inform that they will be looking forward to it. A few days later, it was Halloween. Robin was a bit nervous and excited at the same time. During the day, he walked around in St. Ruby with Sandra. I'm a bit nervous tonight. Same here, but it's pointless to try to make Oliver to back from the plan. I know, but at least I will have you there. I won't let anything to happen to you. You're so sweet, Robin. You're so sweet too, sweetheart. They walked around and later went back to Robin's apartment to spend the rest of the day, and around 9:30 p.m. it was time for them to leave town and go to the mine. On the way, they picked up Sandra's friend Lily and drove them to the mine. You believe the mine is haunted, Robin? Asked Lily. I wouldn't know for sure, but I think it's possible. Knowing things can't be explained by science. You're right about that, said Lily. Soon they arrived at the spot exact at 10 p.m. and they met up with Nikki, Kyle, and Oliver by the cars too. The water walked up to them. Glad you can join us for this exploring. Well, I wouldn't let my best friend do anything alone. Great. Are all you ready to go? Yes. And is it far from here to the mine? Asked Lily. No, it's not that far. Just 15 minutes walk from here. Good, let's go, said Robin. They started walking and they were all silent. While walking through the mine, it was a clear night sky with a full moon. Soon they saw this old mine and they stopped and saw the opening. Okay, here we are, and I will let you all have one each flashlight and gas detector just in case. And remember, don't light any fire in their face that has flammable gases. That will be, we will remember, said Robin. I brought this video camera so we can record if we find anything in there, and it also has one on night vision too. Everyone looked at the camera that Robin had brought was showing them. Who will go with who? In mind, asked Nicky. Nicky, you and Carol can go as one team, while me and Lily can be a one team. Robin and Sandra can be one. That works for me, said Robin. It works for me too, said Sandra. And how will we keep in touch? We will use this walkie-talkie, even though it might not work. And so far in the mind, and at least we have one way. Everyone got one each and agreed to walk into the mine. It was also dark inside, and after they walked for a while, they found three side tunnels. Each team took one their own tunnel. They walked around and so far, no signs of any hunting activity. Then at midnight, when Sandra and Robin were walking in a tunnel, while Robin kept an eye on the detector, then suddenly Sandra grabbed his arm hard. What's the matter, Sandra? I heard a voice behind me. It was probably the wind. No, it said, get out. Are you sure you heard that? I'm sure of it, said Sandra. Robin turned around and used his flashlight, but saw nothing. Looked at Sandra, but then he stopped and stood still when he heard something by his ear. Get out. Robin quickly turned around and saw nothing, but he started to get scared. We should contact the others. Sounds a good idea. Robin tried to reach the others, but no luck. They must have gone so deep into the signals they didn't work. We must have been walked too deep in this. Should turn around. Yes, let's go back now, said Sandra. Then something made them quickly leave the tunnel. Get out of my mind! The voice was so loud and clear, echoing the tunnel. It made them running, both. At the same time, Nicky and Kyle were looking in the tunnel and found nothing, just the darkness and some old mining tools. Suddenly, they heard a voice that screamed loudly, Leave my mine alone! They all took off running in the darkness with the flashlight as the only way to see in the dark. Soon, they saw another light and saw it was Sandra and Robin. Both Robin and Sandra heard voice after them too. You heard that voice too? Of course we heard it, and it scared the life of us, said Kyle. What are the others? Said Nicky. I don't know. They can't answer my calls either, said Robin. Should we go after them? Asked Nicky. No, we should wait here for them. I will go after them. Please, Robin, wait here, says Sandra. But Robin has already been walking in the tunnel that Lily and Oliver took and started to call out to them again and again. But no answer back, and started getting a bit worried. After suddenly heard something, and it made him stop in his tracks. It was a loud scream. He started running and found Lily on the ground, shaking. He walked up to her. Lily, are you okay? Where is Oliver? But Lily wasn't answering. What happened to his friend he saw? She was feared of the worst. Please answer me. Where's Oliver? What happened? Something took him. I don't know where. Did you see what took him? No, I was just scared. Where is the camera he used? It's over there. Lily points in a short distance from her, and he finds it, and it's still working. Robin finds that it has stopped recording and rewinded to record at the time when Lily screamed. He saw that Oliver was talking in order to see if he could record Jacob Jackson's ghost, but at the first, nothing. He could hear the faint voice saying, Get out, but then repeated much louder, which made Oliver turn around to see nothing at first, but until he turned around and saw a white figure standing in front of him and looked so mad. Robin saw the figure looked to be a man in his late 30s, dressed as in the early 1900s, and he heard the figure screaming, Get out of my mind! Get away from me! Said Oliver, screaming. But then Oliver dropped the camera. Robin sees a figure and walks up to Oliver, and then he can see Oliver is being dragged away from the camera before it gets dark. Robin stands there, terrified over what Jesus saw, and couldn't believe. He walked back to Lily. Lily, please take the camera back to the others. They are opening the opening. I will be behind you. I'm so just scared. Listen to me. The ghosts want us to leave, so if you do that, the ghosts won't hurt you. Trust me on it. Lily Lawn nodded and grabbed the camera, walked slowly away from him. Robin turned around and looked into the dark tunnel with his flashlight. Oliver, can you hear me? Oliver, if you can hear me, please call out to me or yell out to me. But Robin didn't hear anything back. So he decided to walk deeper inside the tunnel while calling out to Oliver, but no answer back still. But then suddenly his gas detector started beeping. He realized it wasn't safe. Was forced to go back quickly. After a short moment, he was outside again in the fresh night air. Lily was sitting down with Nikki and Kyle around her to comfort her after what happened. Sandra walked up to him. Where is Oliver? Did you find him? No, I didn't find him, but I was forced to leave. The gas detector warned me about gas, so I couldn't go deeper. I can't go back without any protection. We need to call the police for help, said Kyle. We should do it, said Nikki. Yes, I will call them for them. Robin took out his phone and dialed the sheriff's station, and after a while, two cars showed up. It was the sheriff and his two colleagues. The sheriff has even arranged an ambulance to show up to any medical checkup. Where's your other friend? asked the sheriff. He's still inside the mine. The gas detector told me to leave. You know this mine was off limits along the others in the area, said Sheriff. I know, Sheriff. It was my friend's idea. I will send two of my men to find him. Soon two men walked in while wearing protective gear. Robin showed the sheriff the recording. Even he looked stunned and shocked at the same time. After a while, both the men came out empty-handed, and they said to sheriff they found the spot where Oliver vanished, but nothing left behind. Sheriff called off the search until the next day. The next few days, Sheriff and his men called in experts to search the mine, but they didn't find a trace of Oliver anywhere. And after 4 days, Sheriff called out the search officially, and he declared Oliver missing. He wanted to put more resources into the search. He had ordered the mine to be blown up to make sure the opening is permanently sealed. But before that happened, Robbie went back with Sandra to put flowers there to his friend. I'm so sorry, Oliver. I couldn't find you in time. I'm so sorry. It's my fault. It wasn't your fault, said Sandra. You tried to find him, but you did you try your best. You're right, Sandra. I believe they tried my best, but now Jacob Jackson can have his wish come true. After this opening is permanently sealed, he wouldn't have to worry that anyone walk in there again. That's good to know. Rest in peace, Oliver. You will always be my best friend. 2 days later, the mine was permanently sealed after some explosives had been set inside to make sure that no one goes in and vanish. Shortly afterwards, the rest of the mines in the area had the same thing happen to them too in order to make sure that they wouldn't have any people walking into. Robin had lost his best friend in the old Jackson mine, and he felt guilty that he wasn't there in time to save his friend from being taken by a revengeful ghost. If you were ever to visit St. Ruby in Utah, make sure to explore the town, and if you find any mine, remember to listen to locals. Do not go to the mines, or you will be one of the many people would have been taken by an angry ghost, and you might be one of the ghosts yourself. The end.